Hey, RUMBOYZ Fantasy Sports Network. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am owner, operator, and CEO. I go by Robert Johnson. I am sitting here with my co-host, Tyler Berg.
What's good? What's good? Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful set. It looks very nice, really quick. I just gotta say, I love what you did with the place.
You
Looks
know,
very nice.
had to have it set up for #1 podcast. Let's get it.
Yes, let's get it. Let's get it. Episode 1. We're just gonna dive right in here. We got a lot of stuff to discuss, people. So I'm super excited. I just want to thank you guys before we begin for joining us today and clicking that subscribe button and clicking that thumbs up, keeping the likes going. Definitely appreciate it. Share this with your friends if you haven't already done so.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Um. So we're gonna dive right in. We're gonna start off with for sure starts. This week we're just gonna keep it strictly fantasy football. We're gonna dive into for sure starts. Tyler, what are you thinking about for sure starts? Let's start with the quarterback position. I'm liking that.
Okay. So I mean, my fourth sure for the week. I mean, a lot of guys around the league, but somebody that is just always getting the points for you and has a big matchup this week. Matt Ryan going against the Tampa Bay Bucks. I like Matt Ryan this week. I think it's a big matchup. He's got the receivers to do it. Mine as well.
I
It's a
could
for sure start.
I could agree with Matty Ice. I like that pick. I definitely do. Matty Ice, he's got all the weapons there to be able to throw the ball to. Hopefully they can establish the run. But I gotta agree with that pick, Tyler. Matty Ice for sure as a
Cool.
for sure start. Um, let's see. You want to go on to some running backs? Let's talk about some running backs.
Yeah. Some other guys I got. I know we talked a little before the show talking about getting James Conner going. I mean, the man's a must start until Le'Veon is decided, moved around, whatever's going on. I'm taking James Conner as a lock until Le'Veon again is back or whatever's going on. So, what you think about that?
Yeah, definitely gotta agree. Until further notice, you are 100% for sure gonna start James Conner. There's not really an if, ands, buts about that. There's no guarantee that Le'Veon even comes back. For all we know, this could be a mind game that he's playing with the organization. So you start James Conner until further notice. Um, let's see here. Who else do we got at the running back position? You know, a guy that I really like. I really like T.J. Yeldon this week. Fournette out on injury. Personally, I feel like Jacksonville as an organization, they need to put Fournette away for a little while. Let the guy get healthy for a little bit. He dealt with some injuries last year. It appears that he's still not fully recovered from that. And with multiple injuries back to back, it does take some time. So I'm trusting T.J. Yeldon, even with the signing of Jamal Charles, who still is soft paper tissue, folks. Just remember that.
I was gonna say Jamal Charles. I mean, he's definitely not gonna be used to any playbook or anything they got for this week. So same thing I'm doing as for James Conner with Le'Veon. I'm gonna say Yeldon until Fournette is healthy enough for them to bring him back, and it seems like they're gonna take the soft road with him. So let him recover, do what they got to do.
I got a question around that Jacksonville backfield actually.
Let's hear it.
Do you think Fournette comes back, or is he done? Like, is he just done for the rest of
No,
the year?
he'll come back. He'll come back. I mean, it's a hamstring. That's a rough spot. I mean, any running back. I mean, like Teddy Bruschi said. Anyone else has seen? That's a big man. That's a major muscle in a big man. So I don't know. I mean, I take the soft road with him, same as they're doing. I mean, especially with Yeldon producing the way he is. I like it. So I'd play it easy with him. Let the man
Right.
come back. Let him be healthy.
Yep, I'd have to agree with that 100%. Um, Start Yeldon until further notice. Fournette comes back. I maybe wait the 1 week that he comes, the first week that he comes back, and then maybe I start him after that to see if he gets injured. With Fournette, he goes down in the middle of the game. He doesn't injure himself during practice in the middle of the week, or he doesn't injure himself later on after the game. He gets hurt in the middle of the game, so you always got to watch out for that. Yeldon is your start for this week against that Dallas defense. Ready for some wide receivers?
Yeah, definitely. That's my spot. I got some can't helps. After last week, I mean, the man put a show on and almost won the game himself. I'm gonna go with Mr. Hopkins there in Houston. I mean, again, he put the team on his back essentially. I mean, you can't help but think he's going to do it again this week, or at least produce what he usually does? What do you think about him?
He definitely put the team on his back. That he was getting put in some tough windows. That ball was coming into some tight
He's
windows.
making some catches.
For sure, for sure. Man has out of the world hands, out of this world hands. Yeah, I definitely like him as a must start. If you got Hopkins in your lineup, you're gonna start him. Um, and plus, I mean, with some of the other receivers that are in that core, he's gonna get open.
He's
He's
the
gonna
number
get
one.
open.
He's the man.
Yeah.
It's his job.
I mean, there's too many weapons in Houston to cover when it comes to passing. You're starting DeAndre Hopkins in all your leagues this week. I don't care if it's PPR. I don't care if it's standard. I don't care if it's DFS.
He's the man.
Yep, he's the man. Another guy at the receiver position I actually want to talk about really quick before moving forward. I know that we didn't mention him before the show. AJ Green. AJ Green. I'm liking AJ Green versus Pittsburgh. That's going to be, to me, I feel like that's going to be a high volume game. Andy Dalton's been doing his thing, the red rifle. I think that we should put AJ Green into the conversation.
For sure.
Pittsburgh is terrible at defense.
I'll agree. I mean, I think with him, it's whatever Andy Dalton shows up. I mean, I get they might have come back, all that, but if he's throwing 4 picks, I mean, you got to be more accurate. You got to get it to your man.
Yep.
Even if he's a 50-50 ball guy, I mean, hey, throw that up. I'll take an interception as long as he's bringing a touchdown down every other time. So
yeah, you got to like
it's up to the Andy Dalton that shows up. I think, in my opinion, for AJ.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get with Andy Dalton. You think that's gonna be a high scoring game? Pittsburgh,
it should be. That's a good division. That's a division that likes to put some points on the board. Again, Pittsburgh has some holes in the defense. Cincinnati, I mean, it's not much of a top defense. I mean, they're not as bad as Pittsburgh, but I think it's a high-scoring game.
Yeah, you don't worry about Tyler Boyd maybe taking some of the shares at all?
I mean, he's definitely starting to prove himself the last couple of weeks, but I mean, you can't question who and what AJ Green is and can do.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a freak. He has been the last couple of years ever since he's got into the league with Andy Dalton. I think he's fine. Even with Boyd taking it might help him actually.
So Tyler says Green. I say Green. AJ Green, top guy, top start this week. Tight ends?
Yeah, absolutely.
The football kind, really quick. The football kind. One
guy I wanted to talk about as a can't help again. Greg Olsen coming back from injury. I mean, it's Greg Olsen. You can't help but have to look at him and think he's coming back. That's a must start, but he is coming off injury. I mean, are you putting him in any lineups?
I am. I'm gonna start Olsen in one. Actually, in our league, somebody put Olsen on the bench or on the waiver wire instead of just keeping him on the bench. Who knows? And then all of a sudden, he ends up in the lineup, so he's starting in place of Njoku. I like the upgrade. I feel like even with the 80% Olsen, he's still a must start. He's Greg Olsen. And the tight end position is riddled this year. I mean, come on, for Christ's sakes, we got Jared Cook. Jared Cook, folks, ladies and gentlemen, Jared Cook is one of the NFL's leading tight ends this year. Keyword is this year. One of the NFL's leading tight ends this year. Cook could be a start. That's actually a really great segue into that. I like how I did that. See, so Cook is going to be a great start this week as well. John Gruden starts the season saying that the offense is going to flow through Cooper. We've watched a lot of games together. We study a lot of film together. That offense is not flowing through Cooper. So with that being said, Jared Cook, he's the guy that's getting a lot of the touches through the air in Oakland.
That safety net.
Yep, definitely. That's the perfect description. He performs as a safety net. I like Jared Cook. And then we're actually going to do one more guy at the tight end position. I know that we pretty much did 2 for some of the other positions. But there is one more I do want to discuss. And that is the emergence of George Kittle this year.
Okay. You had him in his huge game that he happened to have a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Kittle's been putting in work. He's probably all claimed up in a lot of your leagues right now. But if anyone still doesn't believe that Kittle's a guy. Kittle's a top tier guy in fantasy. Listen, Garoppolo is gone. All they got is Bethard. Bethard is putting up some decent numbers, filling in for the injured Jimmy G, who's out for the rest of the season. Kittle is still getting touches, even with Bethard under center.
Again, new quarterback, got to throw to the safety net.
Yep.
That's the man.
So Kittle must start if you got him. If he's available, grab him. Make that happen before this Sunday. So now let's just go into some defenses. What are you thinking about defenses around the NFL? What's a defense that you absolutely have to start this week?
Yeah, I mean, of course, most defenses already, you got a defense that's your defense to pick, but I mean, the defense that I'm thinking is going to do some work this week is going to be Jacksonville. Again, you said playing Dallas.
Yes.
So, I mean, Zeke's the man out there. We know that. We know he can run, but Prescott's been a little iffy recently, and the Jacksonville defense is definitely the defense you do not want to be shaky going into. So, we'll see, but I got Jacksonville as my can't help and must start for the week.
Excellent, excellent. I'm gonna agree with you, but then I'm also gonna toss into that same conversation Houston's defense. J.J. Watt, Giovanni Clowney, they got Tyrann Mathieu back there now. Those guys are going up against Buffalo, and I personally think that Josh Allen at this point is, even though he's a rookie, he's gonna grow into that mold of Buffalo and being Buffalo manure, if you will. Yes, I have said it. I know he had that one really amazing game against the Vikings and that Vikings
We haven't
defense.
seen a whole lot yet. We haven't seen a whole lot.
And this is true.
We'll see what comes of it.
But it's Buffalo.
We'll see.
Buffalo.
You know what?
Buffalo fans, let us know
We'll see.
what's going to happen. We would love to know what's happened with your team because they're in Buffalo. Y'all are in a bad position. We're starting Houston against Buffalo this week. So I mean that pretty much covers, the absolutes. Like, you just can't help. Like, I can't help but play. You just can't help but to play those certain people. Yeah.
Go ahead.
You just can't help but to play those certain people. I want to go into what do you say we go into next, Tyler? What do you say? Your co-host.
Hey, you know what, man? Honestly, I've been dealing with the last 2 weeks. Hit me with that flex guy. I got a couple guys I'm trying to name off for you. Hit me with what you like, what you don't like, who you think's my man.
The flex position.
All right.
Oh man, I actually got a couple guys I could think of off the top of my head, like about 4 or 5 that at the flex position, you could definitely slide in there. Jarvis Landry. Let's just go back to last year. Definitely a guy. Last year, if you guys don't remember, he was the #1 reception receiver. Not touchdowns, but just in receptions alone. So you PPR fans out there, you guys that play PPR, Landry's a definite guy that you want to slide in there. On top of that, look at what he's doing this year. Baker Mayfield, man.
He's looking good. I'm not going to be the one to say it, but he's looking all right for what they think he's going to be. And honestly, I think at least what we've seen in Cleveland the last couple of years, he's the guy to at least let you run with for a little bit.
And
see how it goes.
He's putting the ball on the mark for Landry. He's putting Landry on the map.
He's putting it there.
And we saw Hard Knocks. Landry was pretty passionate this offseason about the wide receiver core stepping up and doing some bigger things. Shout out to HBO. So we saw some big things happening there. So I like Landry. I think that was your pickup before the beginning of the show. Before the beginning of the show, you're like, man, we gotta put this guy in this conversation. Yeah.
Hey, like I said, he's one of those guys on the list. Here, I got a guy that competes with him. The other guy I'm dealing with my flex, Landry, or do I want Ridley playing?
Landry or Ridley? Ooh, I mean, both of those guys are gonna get their touches.
Landry's a #1, which is why I like Landry and I got Landry over. But I mean, Ridley looks like he's becoming the man slowly but surely. You can't pass up Julio, but if they're paying attention to Julio,
yeah, you can't help but to start Julio. But I mean, at that same time, I mean, with Ridley is taking on a lot of that Atlanta workload. The backfield is kind of banged up a little bit under center. I mean, Matty Ice is just putting the ball around the mark for Ridley's thus far. I mean, plus he was a Bama boy. I know you Crimson Tide people, Roll Tide, are enjoying seeing Ridley's success. So I like Ridley. Plus, I want as much of that Falcons Bucks action as I can get. I feel like Winston and Ryan are going to be going back and forth. That's going to be a battle through the air. So you're right about Ridley. Another guy that I want to mention at the flex at the flex position as well is Kiki. Do you love me? Kiki QT.
Ugh.
That is the hardest name to say on air. Kiki QT out of
Is he real
Houston.
yet, though? Is he real
It's,
yet? Is he real yet?
I think he loves me. Kiki, you love the fantasy folks out there. You
I,
love the RUMBOYZ Fantasy Network. Yeah, I like Kiki. I think Kiki's for real. I
I don't
think
know,
Kiki's for
man. I
real.
just don't think he competes with some of the other guys. Like I said, I mean, I got Landry,
Fuller,
I got
Hopkins. Yeah.
between, Thielen,
Well, yeah, I mean,
Corey Clement, Ajay going down, you never know.
true. Corey Clement, he could step up in that Philadelphia. I mean, I don't know. I think Kiki's for real. But I like Corey Clement as well. It's just that's scary. Him and little Smallwood, having to split carries back there, in that offense, in that Super Bowl hangover offense. There's just too much happening, and I think that the Super Bowl hangover is real for the Eagles fan, despite being a Redskins fan. HTTR.
Hey,
Um, hey, he's a Bears guy. But I mean, aside from that, um, Philadelphia is scary, at that flex spot
they'll
with
get
those
it going. They'll
RBs.
get it going.
Yeah, they'll definitely get it going. They'll definitely get it going. So at flex, we've discussed Landry. We've discussed Key. We've discussed Ridley, uh, Corey Clement. There's one more that I do want to mention. Like I said, we had about 4 or 5 guys coming in the show that we want to talk about. Thielen. Really quick, Adam Thielen.
Absolutely.
If you ever click on this first RUMBOYZ podcast episode, I just want to let you know that you are amazing, sir. And I personally think that you are the fastest white boy in the league with the greatest hands in the league. Adam Thielen, give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen putting it up
Is he a
there.
flex at this point? I mean, the man almost
You
is a starter.
you should have him as a wide receiver one or
He's
two.
almost a starter.
Yeah, but I mean, if you got some firepower above, then yeah, Thielen at flex. I mean, or even if you're doing some DFS leagues, your DraftKings, your FanDuels, your RotoWire, stuff like that, pick up Landry, I'm sorry, Thielen in that position, as a flex option.
I like it. I like it.
Alrighty. You want to do cheers to you?
Well, hey, you could cheers me all day, my
So
man.
let's do a quick cheers. Cheers to me, cheers to you, cheers to all the rest of the RUMBOYZ out there. What it do?
Hey, someone I want to cheers this week is Mr. Tyreek Hill. That man's gonna put on a show this week.
Dilly, cheers to Tyreek Hill.
They got a huge game, man. They're playing New England. Honestly, I just don't think New England's speed. I just don't think they're gonna keep up with what Tyreek Hill can do. And if Mahomes can get that ball on the other side of those safeties, it's easy money for Tyreek Hill.
Okay. One guy that I want to cheers to. First off, we're gonna go back to the tight end position because that's one of like the most vulnerable positions in a lot of people's lineups. I'm gonna cheers to Eric Ebron. I'm gonna cheers to Ebron.
Making some plays.
He's been making some plays. He's been holding on to the ball, helping Andrew Luck on the pass block as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and cheers towards Eric Ebron because Eric Ebron, you weren't shit a couple years ago. The previous season, you definitely weren't. So happy to see you making a name for yourself out there in Indy. And I'm sure that Indy team is happy to have you. Cheers to Eric Ebron. I'll give you one, brother.
For Ebron.
Alrighty, what's another guy that you want to cheers to? What's another guy?
Somebody else that I hope has a good week, big week. Mr. Shady McCoy. I wanted to ask about him. He's very boom or bust at the moment, is what I feel. I don't
He's
really
a
know
bust.
if he's McCoy. It's Shady McCoy. It's like you're playing Greg Olson. He's got a hurt foot. Shady
Yeah,
McCoy's got a hurt back, something like that. And why wouldn't you play him?
going back Buffalo. What's the
Shady.
answers? Buffalo. What's the answers? I'm gonna be reading through the comment section. Hopefully, there's a Buffalo fan that has an answer somewhere. I feel like Shady's a bust this season.
Are there Buffalo fans?
I don't know. Like unicorns, do they really exist? Buffalo fans, let us know if you're real. Holler at us in the comment section. Hit that like button. Um, but yeah, I mean, going back to McCoy. I mean, cheers to McCoy. Hopefully, you get back up and running. If you have McCoy in the
Get back
lineup,
up and running.
yeah, get back up and run. That's more like a sad cheers. I feel like we don't know what's gonna happen. I feel so sorry for you, Shady. I almost traded for you a week or two ago,
I
but
did trade
I'm
for
glad
you.
I held
I did.
off. Tyler's mad at
I
you,
did.
Shady.
I did trade.
Tyler's mad. Tyler's more mad than an MGK diss track towards Eminem and it failing. Too soon.
Too soon.
So I think we got like one or two more in us for the cheers to you. You know what? Cheers to AP turning back the clock, except for the fact I gotta put a Redskin on the show. Cheers to you, AP. What you dislocated your shoulder Monday night. I know that you popped back in. You tried to go back out there. Cheers to you for trying to be a trooper and trying to pull us back from that dreadful can of whoop ass that Drew Brees opened up on us. That was a damn shame. I think I almost called you crying.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna be nice to you. I'm gonna leave that one alone for you here.
We'll have NFC East fans, the whole NFC East lost. NFC East people, they'll in the comment section, we'll all get together, have a support group, get some, cyber Kleenexes and comfort each other this week. Hopefully we bounce back. But cheers to AP. Thank you for coming back, turning back the clock. We appreciate it there in Redskins land, especially after losing guys. One more. Let's do one more for the cheers. Let's do one more.
Okay. Who you been thinking? I know you got somebody on your list.
All right, so there's this. I don't know if you've heard this. There's this crazy stat, right, called air yards. All right, and air yards is a stat based off from the point of the line of scrimmage through the air, how far the ball travels.
Let me ask how you know this first. I mean, that's just like a basic
It's
yardage. I mean, they do that at the combine, bro.
Yeah, but there's actual
Marcus
fantasy.
Russell threw 65 yards.
See, this is why exactly.
crazy.
This is why you follow the RUMBOYZ Fantasy Podcast, because we don't believe in air yards here. We're not following air yards here. But I'll give a shout out to Dante Moncrief right now, just for the simple fact that he's getting the most targets through the air out of anyone on that Jacksonville receiving corps. It's only a matter of time. Keep him on the wire for a little while, but it's only a matter of time before Moncrief steps up and maybe becomes a wide receiver one, pushing D.D. Westbrook to the side, and maybe even pushing Keelan Cole to the side. So Moncrief, keep an eye out on him. He's getting a lot of targets. They are big targets at that. He's being thrown the ball more through the air than any other receiver in the league right now. We'll see. Studs, duds, and buds.
Oh, I'll do some studs, duds, and buds.
Studs, duds, and buds, dude. Let's get into studs, buds, and duds. This is a new segment that we're going to be doing. It's going to be one of the routine segments that happen on the show. Let's go with some studs. I want to talk about some studs at quarterback that we did not mention in the must starts. Who do you think right now is just an absolute monster? He's just killing it. He's a guy that, boom,
I mean, can I mention Patrick Mahomes?
Showtime Mahomes.
Is that allowed? I mean, that's the go-to. I mean, what hasn't he done this year? If he keeps it going against New England, might shut a lot of people up.
Is Showtime Mahomes the new GOAT?
I can't say yes.
Still a little early. He shows GOAT-like tendencies.
So did Carson Wentz. So let's see how the rest of the season goes.
Philly, we're sorry. We're sorry. Everybody evenly gets a chance to get poked fun at on this show. Everybody gets shown equal love on this show. It's all good, Philly. Damn Carson Wentz. Who
else you got as a stud?
As a stud at the quarterback position, you already mentioned.
Anything. Let me hear him.
You know what? Actually, yeah. As a stud, I'm gonna go with a defense. I'm gonna go with a defense.
What?
Cincinnati. 24 points. I played my wife last week. I streamed Cincinnati's defense, taking the shit at like 5 in the morning, and then all of a sudden Cincinnati blows up. Cincinnati blew the hell up. My wife was pissed. I beat her by like an extra 10 points, 7 points, something like that. She was pissed. So Cincinnati, I think that's a stud defense. I think you could maybe not every week, but for the remainder of the season, look at their schedule. Rough week this week. Don't start them this week. Don't stream them this week. But moving forward, you can see them. You can see as a defensive group. Bud. We'll go with Bud. They're budding. Like the budding here in Colorado.
We'll see how they do this week.
We'll give them that. Okay. So then I'll retract that. We already have one dud on the roster. Okay, or Bud. For a stud, then I'll go with Cam. Let's give it to Cam. So let's give it to Superman.
I mean, he does it all. He does it all. Whatever you ask of him, the man will do it for
The
you.
man's like a wrecking ball. The man's a tank. Okay, so Cam, you get shown some love. Shout out to all the Carolina people out there. Hope you guys are recovering and doing well after that hurricane. Just so you all know, where you're in the RUMBOYZ thoughts and prayers.
Let me hear some duds.
Duds.
Who you got that's just not doing it for you? Who you got that's just not doing it? Thought they'd do it, not doing it.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh,
Larry Fitzgerald, and this
how old
hurts.
Was that man?
That man.
4, 5, 50, 60,
Look,
35?
Larry Fitzgerald needs to figure out how to get the Benjamin Button disease so that he can come back to like his natural form, because he ain't cutting it right now. Like, do you have him rosterable? Do you have him rosterable? Be for real.
I think you hold him. I think just because Rosen will catch on. I think those two, they need a little bit. Kurt Warner and him had the chemistry. That's why it worked. He hasn't had a quarterback. If Rosen can be that man, we'll see.
I feel like
Larry Fitzgerald's the man.
Rosen
he catches it all.
Rosen's so, like, he's still developing in the NFL. And even at UCLA, I felt like he was just so smug and like didn't really pay attention to like some of the things that the coaches were teaching him and telling him.
Got a lot to prove this year. After saying some things at the draft, he's got
and he said a lot of stuff at the draft. Rosen, we're not seeing it this year because of you. I say that Larry Fitzgerald's no longer rosterable. Tyler still has faith. This is why we have two different, radio personalities, podcast personalities.
Here, I got you. Let me shoot one at you. Kenyon Drake. I have been trying to see what the man can do. He scored last week, but put up 30 yards and a receiving touchdown. I mean, hey, I'll take a touchdown any way I can get it, but is the man for real? I mean, like, is he a starting back? Is he a flex? What am I doing with this guy right now?
I mean, that's the same question though with anyone on Miami. Same question. You puzzle yourself the same way whenever you talk about Kenny Stills. He'll give you some points one week and then regress.
That's Dolphins offense.
Exactly. We're not even talking about like someone that's like a every other week guy at this point when we talk about Kenyon Drake. Just the Miami Dolphins in general. Adam Gase, you suck. Okay, you suck as a coach. Poor Kenyon Drake. I wish I could show him some love. I know that when we were doing the live draft at my place, I had shown him some love. I did not draft him, but I did show him some love.
He looked good to start. That's what I'm saying. He looked good to start. I was loving him at first. Happy as hell I got him, and just.
It's disappointing to put Drake on that list.
Yeah, if he didn't score a receiving touchdown, he'd have got me like 3 points, maybe.
It's a shame. Sorry, Kenyon Drake. It is what it is. Man, that's disappointing. You know who else is a stud? Juju on that beat.
Ooh,
Juju's the man. If you have Juju, absolute must start.
He does anything he does to celebrate.
Yeah.
Anything he'll do, anything he can to celebrate, he'll get to that end zone.
There you go.
Man's
You heard it here. Start Juju if you have him. That's obvious knowledge. It's obvious knowledge. So we're just about getting close here.
Running out of rum, boy.
Yep, running out of rum. Actually about to crack open another shooter here.
Not running out of rum.
Not running out. But there is some guys out there, especially in tonight's game. By the way, with tonight's game, did you make a pick yet? Who are you picking?
I mean, I got Philly.
You got Philly?
I don't think Eli gets it done. I just don't. I'm sorry.
Eli.
I don't think Eli gets it done.
I
think Carson does enough.
Just enough? Is it a high scoring game?
High scoring game, but I still got Philly by 2 touchdowns.
Philly by 2. I'm gonna say it's a high scoring game. I say they score about 30 plus points in this game. Definitely under 50 total. And I'm gonna go New York by 1. I'm a Skins fan, man. The NFC East is atrocious.
You're against both of them. Why you got New York?
I hate both of them because I need New York to beat Philly. And plus, I would love it if, just for my brother Raph to not have to discuss Philly. Well, and which is actually what we're going to get into now. Philly, why is the rum always gone? That's the name of this next segment here. This is also going to be a feature segment consistently here at the RUMBOYZ Fantasy Sports Network. Why is the rum always gone? This is the same way that Jack Sparrow felt right when he was like remember that Pirates movie where he was like, oh no, I got the black hand, he's about to and he's panicking and he has no rum, so he stresses.
It's the worst thing in life.
Worst thing in life. This is how these guys make us feel. Jay Ajayi, why is the rum always gone? Listen, man, you're injury prone.
His rum's gone. His rum's gone.
I wish you could stay healthy. You can't stay healthy. To me, you're softer than wet paper tissue. SpongeBob is stronger than you on the field. We might as well put him out there. It's just terrible, JJ. And now you made it to where we can't trust the rest of the Philly backfield in fantasy. JJ, just stop, man.
Stop taking my rum.
Just stop.
Rum waster.
Another guy that I got. Let's talk about Shmeli. It's in the spirit of tonight's game. Let's talk about Shmeli.
I mean, we just did. I mean, the dude can't get it done. They've tried. They've got the receiving core for him. They've got the back for him.
What is up with his face whenever he gets pressure? Like, he looks like a deer in the headlights. Have you seen that meme? You seen that meme on Facebook?
Oh, I've seen it.
This man, do something. Do something. Like,
fix your face.
Fix your face, Eli. All that big ass head and come on, use that football IQ, man. Use that football IQ.
You're a Manning.
Exactly. It's getting very, very frustrating. Be more like your brother. Be more like your brother. We greatly, greatly appreciate it so much. Either you do have the same amount of rings as your brother, so we respect that. But you can't let Odell be the best quarterback on the team. It's just not. Why does Odell have more? Oh my gosh! Look, it is what it is. Anyone else that makes you question why the rum is always gone?
How about Josh Gordon? He's a guy that I want to put in. I consistently am putting in, but I don't know. Is he real in that offense yet? You know when he is. He's that guy. He's that guy when they get it going. But
the mental issues.
Edelman's back. I mean,
yeah.
Gronk's always the man. Is Josh Gordon real?
He just has to overcome those mental health issues as well, so he can stay on the field. I get it. It's not an issue to joke about. Most certainly. Josh Gordon, I'm glad that you're starting to do better. I'm glad that you're now with the Patriots. You get a shot at a ring. But bring back Flash.
That dude's faster than half the NFL smoking weed.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Hey.
Josh Gordon, glad that you're back. And why is the rum always gone, though, man? Why are you always gone?
Fill it up.
Hopefully you do some things for Brady. But nonetheless, it's about 4:20 here in Colorado. So we are going to go ahead.
Got some shit to do.
Yep, we got some shit to do. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. Listen, ladies, gentlemen, fantasy enthusiasts, betting, gambling enthusiasts, we thank you guys for joining us. There's going to be more coverage coming soon, not just fantasy football. We're going to cover fights. NBA is here. We're covering NBA. World Series is getting ready to happen. Get ready for that. We got the friendly soccer matches,
baby.
FIFA. Yes, it's Rumtober. Don't you guys forget it. But hey, we appreciate you guys so much for joining. Click the subscribe. Click the like button. It's Tyler Berg here.
Thank you for having me.
It's your boy, Robbie J. Thank you for joining the RUMBOYZ Sports Network today.